Welcome back everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make hot honey chicken wings in the Weber kettle. Alright, today we are going to be using the standard 57cm Weber kettle. We're going to start by taking our lid off and then our cooking grate. Then I'll just move this charcoal basket over this side. And then I'm just going to get a couple of firelighters going. Then I'll get my charcoal chimney on top. And then you want to fill that up with either briquettes or lump charcoal. Alright, now we've got about 10 to 15 minutes before those briquettes are going to be ready, so we'll use that time to prepare our chicken wings. Now we are going to be using full chicken wings. If you want, you can remove the tip, and if you really want, you can even just use drums and flats separated as well. But for now, we're just going to get them into a bowl. I'm just going to give them a light coat in olive oil just to help our rub stick to the meat. And then you just want to give them a light coat in your favourite seasoning. I'm going to be using my steak shooter spicy. Alright, now these wings are ready to go once our barbecue's ready. Alright, now as you can see, our briquettes are ready, so we'll put them aside for a moment. And then we'll get our charcoal baskets together in the middle of the Weber on that charcoal grate. And then we'll get our briquettes back in. And then I just want to make sure both baskets are nice and even. I'll pick up any briquettes that fell out. Sort of pat them down. And we're going to leave the cooking grate off for now, but I'm just going to get the lid on. Now we want to make sure both vents are wide open, and we'll give this 5 minutes to preheat. Alright, and just before I get this cooking grate back on, I'm going to give it a light spray in avocado oil, and that's just going to stop our wings from sticking to the cooking grate. Alright, now our Weber's nice and hot, we'll take the lid off. I'm just going to get a chunk of smoking wood straight on the fire. I've chosen a beautiful little chunk of nectarine today. And then we'll get the cooking grate on, and then we'll get our chicken wings on around the outside of our charcoal baskets. And I'm also just going to make sure that our wing tips are facing away from the charcoal baskets, and that way they'll be less likely to burn. And now our wings are on, we'll get our lid on and let them start cooking away. So the hottest part in our Weber is going to be right below that lid vent, as that's where all the heat is escaping. So we want to make sure we turn that around 1/4 of a turn every 10 minutes. And for this cook, we're looking at around a 30 to 40 minute cook. After around 20 minutes, I'm just going to check on them to make sure they're not overcooking. But with wings, they can take a beating. I don't like to take them off at that 74 degrees Celsius or 165 Fahrenheit. I like to favour that crispy skin, and they'll still stay juicy, even if they go right up to like 185 Fahrenheit or 85 degrees Celsius, or even a little bit more. Now the hot honey is going to come together really quick, so we'll do that a bit later in the video, so make sure you stick around for that. But for now, I'm going to be serving this with a mac and cheese, so let's make one. Alright, so we've got our boiling water. To that, we're going to add a couple pinches of salt. And then I'm going to add 250 grams of elbow pasta. And then you want to cook that to just below al dente. It'll soften up and cook the rest of the way when we bake it later. So basically, whatever your packet instructions say, go a few minutes less than that. This packet says it's going to take around 8 minutes to cook, so I'm going to cook this for around 5 minutes. Right, so our pasta's done. I'm just going to get that into a bowl. I've obviously just strained it, and then I'm just going to get a little bit of olive oil in our pasta to stop it sticking together. You don't need much, a teaspoon will do the trick, and we're just going to give that a stir through, and then we'll start on the cheese sauce. Alright, for the cheese sauce, we're going to start by melting down 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to be doing this on around a low to medium heat. And now our butter's melted, we're going to add the same amount of all-purpose flour, so 2 tablespoons. And we're going to mix that. Once that's all mixed, it should be nice and thick. And then we're going to slowly mix in around a cup to a cup and a half worth of milk. And around a 1/4 cup of thickened cream. Now for the cheese, I'm going to be using around a cup and a half worth of sharp cheddar and a cup worth of gruyere. And then you just want to continue to mix that until the cheese is nice and melted through. And then you can have a look at your consistency. If you need to thicken it up, you can add more cheese. If it's too thick, then you can add some more milk or cream. Now this is looking like a really nice consistency. I'm super happy with that. And you don't have to use the 2 cheeses I have. If you've got another favourite cheese, you can absolutely add that. Now we're just going to add some seasoning. You can use some salt, pepper, garlic, but I'm just going to add a good teaspoon worth of my garlic gulls in there. And we'll mix that through. And now we can add our pasta back in. We just want to give that a really good mix. And it's at this stage where you want to have a taste and adjust the seasoning to your liking. But I'm happy with that, so we're just going to get this into a baking dish. Now I'm just going to lightly grease our tray with some butter. And then we'll get our mac and cheese in. Just want to spread that out nice and even. I'm just going to top it with some grated parmesan. And I reckon now our wings are almost done. We can just wait until they come out and then we'll get this into the barbecue for around 10 to 15 minutes until that top is nice and golden brown. All right, and after about 30 minutes, these wings are done. Just have a look at how good they look. Now on their own, these would be absolutely delicious. But let's get these out and level them up with some hot honey. We just want to get these charcoal baskets a bit more over to one side. And then we'll get our mac and cheese in. Then our lid can go back on and we'll start on this hot honey. All right, now we're going to be doing this over a low heat as we don't want this honey to burn, caramelize and go bitter. And we're going to add around 250 grams of honey to this fry pan. So we really only want to get this to a gentle simmer. So while that's heating up, I'm just going to slice up one green jalapeno. And I reckon I'm only going to use around half of that, so I'll get half of that jalapeno in there. A good pinch of hot chili flakes, and then you can add around a teaspoon of your favourite hot sauce. I'm just going to use a little bit of tabasco, and then you just want to bring that up to a simmer, let that simmer away for a couple of minutes, and that is done. That's how quick and easy it is. And after a few minutes of this very gently simmering away, our jalapenos have softened up nicely, and this is ready. So what you can do, if you want to strain it, go ahead, and I'm just going to leave it as is, and then we're just going to mix that through our wings. All right, I've just put an underglove on because those wings and that honey are going to be super hot. So I'll just put a plastic glove on over the top, and now we're going to get that honey over the wings. Now we just want to give that a really good mix, get all those wings nice and coated. I reckon it's time for a taste. That is one of the best wings I've ever had. Seriously, I can't stop eating those. You guys absolutely have to try those. They are so tasty, so cheap, and very quick and easy to make as well. And I was enjoying these a little bit too much. We need to check on the mac and cheese. All right, now that is looking very good. Some beautiful colour on there. I'll have a taste of that as well. I'm just going to pick a nice spoonful out, let that cool down, and then we'll try it. That is so good. There's so much flavour in there. What I'd do next time, and I was almost going to do it at the time, is just use a smaller tray, just so it stays a little bit thicker and cheesier. But honestly, that is super tasty. Very happy with the hot honey wings and the mac and cheese. They were honestly some of the tastiest wings I've ever had, so make sure you try them. I'll put the recipe and everything you need to know down in the description. And if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. But for now, that's the end of the video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.